Do the trashy pulp novels of the world have anything to offer? Are bestsellers all they're cracked up to be? Here at Terrible Book Club, we explore whether you really can judge a book by its cover, or its ridiculous synopsis. You ever passed a book and thought, ugh, who's reading this? We probably are.
Welcome to episode 32 of the Terrible Book Club. I'm Paris, and this is Chris.
Hi, Paris.
All right, and this time we read Crawfish, Baby by Duncan Moore.
To specify, that is not like a crawfish baby, like a larvae.
Yeah, not an infant crawfish. This is like
crawfish,
if you're trying to hit
comma, baby, exclamation point, exclamation point.
Yeah, like if you're like hitting on someone who's really into fishing, you're like, crawfish, baby. I don't know. It's just terrible.
It's not about a tiny shrimp.
No. It's
not a children's book at all.
No, it's not.
It's not really a book at all, actually, if we're being really honest.
Yeah, so this quote-unquote book is 30 Kindle pages long. 30 pages. So I don't even think that's...
Short story.
That's a real thing.
Possibly a novella. It's a romance, I guess you could say, is one way to put it.
Yeah. I mean, it's gay porn is really what it is. Like, let's not mince words here. So it's 30 pages of gay erotica. And I just want to preface this with like a disclaimer. You know, we don't have anything. We're very pro LGBT. All those other letters. It's fine. Like, we're not hating on gay people or anything. But I just hate erotica. And if you've ever listened to the show before, you probably have heard me say this before.
We wince even when characters like have a romance subplot, never mind when there's actual erotic content happening.
Yeah, we're like, I mean, we don't want to see piano legs. Like, that's the level we're at right now. Like, you know, it's
Wait, whoa,
bad.
What? Piano legs? What are you talking about?
It's a Victorian joke.
What?
No?
You're throwing jokes at me from the 1700s. How am I supposed to understand? What is piano legs? Explain this to me.
Well, because, like, they thought everything was sexual. They thought fucking piano legs were sexual, and they had to be, like, covered up. Like, it's bizarre.
Okay, for some reason I was talking about, like, that lady there's got some piano legs right there.
Hey, piano, baby!
I don't... It's supposed to be a compliment how wooden your calves look. And stiff. And like they can support a large instrument, perhaps.
Yes,
madam.
Yeah. So
so this isn't piano porn, is what you're saying?
No. It's two men having sexual intercourse several times over 30 pages. There's jazz.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the publishing company behind.
Yeah. So I kind of love how cheesy this all is.
Okay, so let's explain. It's published by a company called Bo to Bo, which is an LGBT fiction publishing company. They style themselves. I don't know why they don't put the word erotic or romantic in there, because all of their books have very shirtless men on them all over the place in various forms and outfits.
Yeah,
we were looking at some of the covers just before this episode started, and boy, oh boy, is there some good cover art.
They're amazing. Okay, my favorite one... Oh, wait, yeah, that's right. It's called... did you say this is called Bo to Bo? Sorry.
Yeah, that's the name of the publishing company.
Bo to Bo, as in, like, man to man. So my favorite cover so far is, what's it called?
Dare to Love, I believe.
Dare to Love. And so this book is clearly trying to encourage peace between the three Abrahamic religions. So we have a man with a, like Islam insignia, you know, the moon and the star tattoo, a guy in a yarmulke, and then just a guy in the middle who I guess we're supposed to assume is Christian. Oh, he's wearing a crucifix.
Because he does have a crucifix.
some kind of threesome. So they're gonna fix the Israel-Palestine conflict with gay sex. That's
the Jewish man is biting the Christian man's shoulder, and it looks like the Muslim man is fusing his face into the Christian man's face. They're like very nose to nose, and the Christian man looks kind of like frightened or perhaps confused.
He looks like a real doll. He doesn't look like a person.
The art really makes it look like in such a way that I can't tell where one man's face ends and another one begins. Perhaps that's the metaphor here.
Yeah, the yarmulke really does it for me there. That's just weird. Yeah, so these are all really bizarre. Anyway, yeah, so we read this because my friend D-Ray, who is one of the hosts on the show Antiques Freaks that I've talked about a couple of times, D-Ray and I went to high school together, but I haven't seen her in a long time. But yeah, she recommended this, and I laughed. She posted it on our Facebook wall, and I was like, oh, that's funny, like, haha. And then I was like, oh, it's only 30 pages, so, like, why not read it? Not realizing that it's just ridiculous, like, poorly written gay erotica.
And because I guess we have to carry through with everything we kind of lightly promise someone on this podcast, we should really maybe stick to our word less, or, like, he didn't even make us promise, like, they didn't, not he, I'm sorry, didn't make us even promise or anything.
No, but
to do it, we just decided like, oh well, they posted on the Facebook, so
I don't know. Hey man, content is content, right? Like,
I don't know. This might be questioning the limits of what we're actually covering here.
Yeah, so I had to pay 99 cents for these 30 pages of gay erotica, and now it's just in my Amazon history forever, and also on my Kindle forever. So like, hey man, I have to live with that.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Plenty of people have that in their Amazon history, probably.
So Duncan Moore wrote this in 2015, so it's like relatively recent. And my problem with it, like, I understand that not all people are like me, and many people enjoy erotica because that's just how they get off, and that's fine. I'm just not into it. But also, like, I think the reason I'm not into it is because it's just always bad. Like, it never makes any sense. It's not very realistic, and, like, this is kind of a prime example of that. So this book is kind of about, like, two gay robot men. I don't know. They're not robots, but they certainly act like they are. It's like Gay Killon and his fucking
have you
friend.
ever read, like, short erotic stories before? Pretty much the whole premise is get to the sex part, and, like, the setup is just quickly done, and with, the most extreme fantasy versions of characters to, make things more erotic, I guess.
I'm gonna read the introduction because it's only a couple of sentences, so you all of you understand the basic story. Introduction. John loves shellfish and jazz so much that he bought a souvenir shirt in New Orleans with the graphic of a huge red crawfish and the words, "Pinch the tail, suck the head," scrawled across the front.
That's the first sentence in this book.
Wearing the shirt one day, he meets Steve, who interprets the words in a completely different way. At first, John doesn't realize he's being propositioned, and he has never been with a man, but Steve leaves him wondering about much more than shellfish and jazz.
So that's not like the back of the book. That's like, it's called an introduction.
God.
So basically there's a quick summary to let you know what you're getting into. So, in case you want to turn back now.
Yeah, it's the fucking warning over the gates here to fucking Crawfish Fucktown. Or
the beckoning, rather.
Yeah, right. So the whole crawfish gimmick is like, I mean, as I just read, it's just like he wears this shirt. This guy has apparently never been outside or had a conversation with another person and doesn't understand innuendo and buys the shirt, not realizing that.
No, that's revealed later. You kind of skipped to the funny part of this before.
I don't know. I mean, it said it at the beginning, but
well, no, I thought he understood the joke at first, because why else would you buy that T-shirt, right? You don't just see that crawfish thing. He's like, oh, it's a shirt that tells you how to eat crawfish.
Yeah,
I will buy that.
That's what he thought.
So everyone around me knows how to eat a crawfish, just in case they were real confused about that. Yeah. The joke is clearly about dick sucking and possibly putting a finger up the butt at the same time.
Yeah, he doesn't get it. So he's like just this lame dude, and I guess he what?
I really want to talk up to the wind up here because the first like 2 to 5 pages is talking about how much this dude loves jazz and seafood.
Oh, it's so dumb.
Here's some sentences. He planned 7 nights of nothing but seafood and jazz, followed by even more jazz until the wee hours of the morning.
That is a sentence. That is exactly what I was just gonna say.
Bourbon Street was everything he had hoped it would be. Despite the ravages of Katrina, the city was making a comeback and he drank it all in. So let's just wash over all that shit real quick. By the way, later in this paragraph, this sentence happens. Small out-of-the-way clubs, popular tourist traps, he hit them all and reveled in the performances. The riffs were, as he put it, quote, the most creative renditions of sheer artistry, end quote, that he had ever heard. Why would you put a quote of yourself in a book that you're the third person? Like, just say that he thought that.
I don't know.
Who's he saying it to? He's not a reviewer.
I don't know, man. Maybe
it's just a really weird way to write that.
Yep. And also, I don't know, why has this guy never eaten seafood before? He's just like, oh man, never had like a crab cake or seafood gumbo? Like, it doesn't really explain.
He's had seafood before because he planned having the seafood when he was going there, so he knew seafood was a thing and that he should have it in New Orleans. But yeah, he hasn't had crawfish or crab cakes before apparently.
Yeah.
So maybe he's only ever had like fried fish.
Also, there's some stuff in here that makes me think this was maybe written like in the South or the Midwest because I've never heard of a covered dish social. Is that just like a potluck? Like, what is that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's a potluck. I'm assuming that's a potluck.
And so yeah, there's just these couple of first couple pages where it's like, oh, he loves jazz. Oh man, he loves seafood and jazz, like that. Which is like, who's getting aroused with seafood and jazz? Like, how does it
he's aroused? Relax. Hold on. That's not what he's aroused by because he's a straight man.
He's a straight man.
Happens have a big hobby of seafood or jazz, I guess, and now he's trying seafood. Maybe he finds out that nothing gets him going more than a crawfish down the old tube hole or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. And there's like all these stupid little jokes about how he's leaving the world of ladies behind. Like, there's this line where he's in the grocery store shopping for food. And he buys chicken breasts, and the end of that paragraph is, the breasts would get postponed for a day or two.
Yeah, please postpone your breasts, Paris. I'm so sick and tired.
Postpone
I'm
your
too
breasts.
busy.
Oh, not
yeah, that's the code word for leaving straightdom, I guess.
Yeah, postpone the breasts. Yeah, and I also don't like how when a character says cool in the book, it's spelled Kewl, like we're 12-year-old girls on the internet. That's kind of strange.
Because it's supposed to be cute.
I don't get it.
It's supposed to be cute.
Anyway, so basically what happens is he goes to the grocery store after his vacation because I don't know, he needed food.
Just full to the brim with shrimp and jazz riffs.
Yep, he's just so full of that. So he goes to buy some chicken and some vegetables, and he finds another man who is really caressing these cucumbers pretty hard. And this guy just offers to suck his dick because he sees his shirt and he's like, all right, you like sucking dicks? I like sucking dicks. And I mean, this literally happens. And the guy who
there's a little innuendo trading of the guy being like, oh, you can't find a real nice hard one in the bunch here, huh? And then John, the main character, is like, yeah, you're right. Everything's so mushy all the time. And the guy is like, well, I'd like to suck your dick. I get he really just
it's super bad. He's like, okay, this is the line. The offer still stands. I would still like to do it to you, if not with you. You are one hot-looking man. I'd love to give you pleasure while pleasing myself. I presume you have had a blowjob at least once in your life. Who talks like that? Who goes to the grocery store and says, hello, sir. You are hot, and I will suck your dick.
I have noticed your Crawfish t-shirt, implying the thing about blowjobs.
It just seems a little outlandish.
Well,
by a little,
Paris.
I mean very.
Paris, again, if you've never read erotic short stories before, this is par for... They're all like this. Everyone in every erotic short fiction thing for $1 up on the Amazon store is exactly this, because it's not literature, it's jerk-off assistance.
Oh, man. And basically, that's all it takes to convince this guy who has been straight up until now. He kind of just like I said, he's kind of like Gayculon. He's like, yes, that computes. Sure, let's go back to my apartment where you will suck my dick. Like, what? Dude, you just met this guy.
The dude tries the old, like, well, your dick can't tell what kind of mouth's on it, right? Like, as if no one's ever thought about that before. It's a revelation to him where he's like, actually, you're right. I guess I'll try this gay thing. Yeah,
it's very strange, and yeah, it's like no one's really concerned about diseases or anything. Just, So they go to his apartment, and also, I don't know, so he gives him a blowjob or whatever on the couch. There is a note I have here that talks about his underwear being white Y fronts. What is that? Who talks? What does that mean?
That's like the brief style.
Oh, they're called Y fronts?
Some people like. I mean, I'm going by context clues here too.
Yeah,
to be honest
I've
with you,
never heard that before.
It's like a Y because your legs are a Y, but I guess that makes all underwear.
Yeah,
a Y.
I don't know.
Is there a W front for like three-legged people? Is that
no? And then it just immediately
would that be an M?
Like...
No, that would be an M front. Well, no, because the Y is upward too. I don't know how. You know what? I'm done trying to figure this out.
Yeah, and so then it just launches into like, okay, he's giving him a blowjob. Everything's cool. But this guy who's giving him a blowjob is
I
like,
wish that was the way he was described.
I do too. Because we
all erotica is just very glossed over. Like, oh, it was totally fine. They totally did the sex. And next scene, please.
That is what I like in all my books. Just cut to black. But unfortunately, here we are living in full fucking Technicolor. So. This guy really loves this stranger's sweat, talks about how great it is, likes to lick his armpits. It's pretty fucking weird. Like, the armpit licking was like a bridge too far for me. I was just like, oh man, this is real bad.
Some people like human smell, I guess.
Weird stranger armpit sweat? Yeah, I guess. It was a
man,
little too
much. I'm sure we've picked up enough after so long doing the show that someone's going to be into whatever it is you're reading about or getting off to.
That's true. The word choice.
We read a book about like people turning into lions and fucking or something. Like,
yeah, I know, that's one of the lost episodes.
Armpit sweat isn't really that much worse, man.
Yeah, and then there's some really weird vocabulary choices. He calls this guy's dick a delicious intruder at one point, which I thought was hilarious and awful.
That's what I call all pizzas.
Oh yeah,
except they're not really intruding. I'm expecting every pizza that's coming into my mouth. I've never had an unexpected pizza in my mouth, to be honest.
Unexpected pizza sounds great. God, actually, I've had unexpected pizza.
Like suddenly someone forced a slice upon you?
No. There was this time, I'll make this short, but there's one time I ordered from some pizza place like super late at night, and I don't know, the people there like fell asleep, died, I'm not sure. And so 2 hours later, nothing had arrived, the place wasn't answering their phone. It's like, I called Grubhub and they were cool and they gave me a refund, and I was like, all right, great. So we ordered pizza from another place. At this point, it's like 3 a.m. And so, pizza arrives, and we're eating it. And then another pizza arrives. And it was just like, wait, why do we have another pizza? So, apparently at some point, that first restaurant figured out that we had put an order in hours ago and still delivered it. So, yeah, surprise pizza.
Where were you getting pizza in Boston at 3 a.m.?
Oh, dude, there's a bunch of options.
It's like really. The last time I looked at that late, it was like the one place that makes every food. There was that one place that made like Chinese food, pizzas.
Oh fuck
subs,
that place! Number one
burgers.
Was that number one Chinese?
Yeah. Well,
that place
number one
is
everything.
Awful. Remember when we ordered from that place years ago and it was disgusting? Oh yeah.
That's
Hey man, if you live in Boston, don't order from number one Chinese.
That's what I mean. Like, where are you finding 3 a.m. pizza?
I don't know,
They're
man.
all closed after 2.
Over the river, we got everything. Got it all.
I really don't think. All right, what? I guess fine. I'll believe you. You're the one telling the story.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the one time I got surprise pizza. But anyway, back to this gay sex. So
Speaking of delicious intruders. Again.
Yeah. So some of the funny points I marked off were when like the guy is like getting his dick sucked, and he says, "Yeah, man, suck my dick." And I was like, that's so dumb.
Once again, that's every like erotic short story I've ever read ever.
I don't know why, but the inclusion of the word man really just makes me crack up. It's like, what?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
It's so stupid.
It's like a reverse anime attack thing. Instead of shouting the thing that you're doing, you're shouting the thing that is being done to you. That's
yes, exactly.
how we do it in America.
And then he talks about having 300 crushing collisions. Oh, that sounds unfortunate.
This has to do with someone's nose being forced into a stomach, you see, from all the sucking very vigorously.
Yep. Oh, another funny line was, suck down my hot cream. That was another one that I was like, that's weird.
Real par for the course shit again here. I've read enough of these stories to...
Oh, here's a good one. From soup to nuts, I'll be going from your nuts to your soup.
That was a really... There's a lot of really weak wordplay in this, and there's even like some... Okay, so after all the sucking has gone on...
Oh yeah, they're having dinner. That's what the soup
there's like an intermission where they're like just decide to hang out together and watch a movie, and it's very clinical in how it describes... Like they talk about, that he got up from the couch and he filled 2 bowls of popcorn, and they sat on the couch together and they shared the popcorn and they watched the musical and they sang together when certain part. I'm like, dogs, I'm trying to jerk off to dick sucking here, right? Like, isn't that I don't care about...
Yeah, and then they're like, arsenic and... Like, they know, like, quotes from Arsenic and Old Lace and Casablanca and, like...
Quoted at each other and like
just,
also
quoting,
cite all of the actors and the director and the year it was made after quoting it as if this is some kind of AP gay sex history exam. Like, I don't...
yeah, it was very strange. Yeah, because it's just, again, it's like, it's not how people talk to each other or
imagine
interact.
If you were on a date and you had to like do a full MLA citation of any piece of media that you brought up during the date.
Yeah, I mean, he's exactly right. It's like you're writing a paper. So I'll read. For example, oh wow, you're good. One last quote. I am what I am. Popeye, Robin Williams and Shelley Duvall, 1980, or La Cage aux Folles, 1983, Broadway. Wrong! Village People did it first in 1978 on their Macho Man album. Besides, Popeye is I am what I am. Oh, fucking invigorating. Fuck me right now. Like, Jesus Christ. Get out of here.
Hey, have you ever listened to Master of Puppets recorded in 1983 on Century Media?
Yeah, like, people don't talk like that. It's so strange.
Master, here's the dream that I've been after. Kirk Hammett in... Do you know that one?
Yeah.
Let's eat popcorn and suck each other's dicks.
Yeah. Oh, and then he says this weird eBay name drop. Oh yeah, I've got a gallon of
they like explain eBay. They explain eBay to you for like a paragraph. They're like, it's this place you can buy and sell things like old DVDs of musicals. And I'm like, my dude, I understand.
Yeah, it's
Have you heard about this new email? You can send your penis to anybody nowadays.
Now we have the fucking International Penis Highway. It's great. Yeah, and then they just talk about musicals and whatever. And then they have somebody, John is like, you're not going to rape me, are you? Can't rape the willing, Steve retorted, using the standard response.
Yeah, that real standard-ass conversation you have on every date. Hey, you're not going to rape me, right? No, I can't do it to the willing.
Wait, Chris, you should talk about your favorite description of a man becoming erect.
You're gonna have to guide me to a page here because we both have we read this on Kindle.
Fuck, I don't know what page this is. It's location 220. I don't know what that means.
Oh yeah, there's like coordinates on Kindle readers.
Right here is where you see the penis.
X-axis 42 degrees. Oh lord. Okay, I'm getting to it. Don't worry.
Okay. Oh, it's at 40% of the book.
Oh, I see. The closeness to John, the last response, and the post-sex sweat aroma of his masculinity kept diverting Steve's mind to thoughts of more sex, and slowly he began to throw a boner.
Throw a boner.
I'm pretty sure that's a typo.
I think it's a text-to-speech error. Like, this guy just spoke this book into
I was dictating my gay porn to Alexa this whole time.
Yeah, he was dictating it all right.
Oh, yeah, she mistook a grow for throw.
Yep.
It's the only explanation I have for this, because unless he physically threw his dick out or like I don't know.
Throwing a boner, just throwing boners. Love throwing boners.
I mean, I've never had gay sex before, but maybe that's what they do. I don't think that's what they do.
I think it's just a really, really bad typo. Yeah. And then there's the armpit licking. Then he uses the phrase pea slit, which I just find really unsettling, and it just makes me like shrivel up inside. Makes me shrivel up inside.
You want to get really, really, really graphic in your erotic. Here's an out of context line for you. Well, I just had your eggs.
Oh, no.
No, you didn't.
You didn't.
No, that's in the ladies. You guys, that's not how biology works. That's what the ladies have.
Oh,
you got it wrong.
I also love, like, while they're having sex, they just decide to, like, continue further. And the guy's like, oh, I don't have any condoms. And the other guy's like, are you negative? He says, yes. And then they just have sex. And also, like, if you're not a gay dude, somebody asking, are you negative? Like, I feel like that might not process, like, immediately, like, what that even means. And
especially since this guy is apparently super new to being gay.
Yeah, and also, like, oh, you're just gonna take somebody's word on it? Like, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
He just said, like, no, yeah, I'm cool. Don't worry about it.
No, it's fine.
Cool.
I met you near the cucumbers. That's the safe area of the grocery store.
Yeah, no one ever goes near the cucumbers.
Yep.
I mean, then the rest of this thing is they go on a date together with this couple that John didn't know was a gay couple that he met at some work function, and they found out he likes jazz, so they're like, oh, let's all go down to the jazz clubs together and listen to them play some sweet riffs and have some crawfish. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, and then
that's like the last 10 to 12 pages of this book is they go on a romantic date and they decide to be in a relationship together instead of just one and doners or something.
Oh, also, apparently they describe one of these dudes' dicks as having beer can size proportions.
Well,
let's just think about that.
That makes the bigger the penis is, the better it is. That's how porn works. Even if it's just really, really, really inhumanly wide.
Oh, God. Do you understand this line? There is another line. No, I don't usually blast that much. I think you put the magic in my wand, Mandrake. They laugh together at the illusion. What illusion? I don't know what that's...
Mandrake must be... There was another one that really went over my head that I texted you confusedly about. There's a line about when they're going to sleep together after their first night together, and John says he, like, laid himself cradled in Morpheus's arms or something like that. And for a second, I thought that someone had just rewritten a Matrix gay sex fan fiction they wrote and replaced the names where Morpheus was really into shellfish and jazz, I guess.
That probably would have been better if
I would read that one, actually. I would definitely read Morpheus.
Hey, listeners, if any of you know what putting the magic in your wand, Mandrake, means, please tell us, enlighten us, because I have no idea.
I don't know. I didn't do well in my Greek mythology course, so it could be anything from that or...
Yeah, and then there's just more of them talking about music like people do not talk about music. Oh, that was a sultry sound coming out of the sax. It really captured the nostalgic mood of the piece. Steve, as I told you, that's Jake, and you haven't heard anything yet. Wait until he really gets going. He can almost make that instrument talk. Like, human beings don't talk about music like this.
I've heard some people that vaguely sound like that, but not like that. I think he's trying to vaguely talk in like a cool jazz cat vibe, but he only sort of knows what that sounds like from stereotypes about jazz things.
Yeah, and then they go to a gay club and they dance to Donna Summer's Last Dance song or something, and like Chris said, they're like, yeah, let's be boyfriends, and all of this happens in 2 days, I think.
Maybe neither of us have ever experienced like love at first sight or something, because I don't get that. Whenever it happens in a book, people just start talking about like, oh my god, whereas I feel like I've known you forever. Whenever I see that line, I feel like I've known you forever, I just want to shut the book and throw it away, because I see it all the time and it doesn't make sense. Am I emotionally broken? That's what this is?
No, you're not emotionally broken. It's just not. I just feel like people just really want that to be true, so that's what they write about. But the thing that really strikes me as especially odd about this book is that this guy who has apparently been straight his whole life accepts being gay really quickly and without any hesitation, and I really think that most people would have a lot more to grapple with mentally, emotionally, and socially.
He did mention that he was kind of like bored with sex with women, it seems.
Yeah, he just kept talking about, or at least the way it's written, the author really wants you to understand that women don't know how to have sex with men. That's what the author seems to really want to drive home. They're so bad
at it because they don't have a penis.
Yeah, which I found, as a woman who has sex with a man, I find that a little offensive, but whatever. You can have your gay fantasies where every man's gay.
Because you don't have one, so
Yeah, and I just, this is ridiculous. But I can understand fine if one person is like, oh yeah, it turns out I'm gay. Like that's fine, that happens. But I just think that a real person would not handle it in this way. They wouldn't just be like, "Ah, yes, fellow coworkers, I too am gay, and this is my other gay man with whom I am gay." Like, I just don't think it's not just like an immediate transition. There's just a lot going on. Like I said, mentally, emotionally, socially, there's just a lot to kind of deal with when you suddenly change your sexual orientation, because people are assholes about that stuff. They shouldn't be. It should be this easy to just be like, oh yeah, turns out I'm gay. Okay, cool. But like, unfortunately, the world we live in is a fucking hellscape. So it's not.
Well, Paris, I mean, that doesn't help me jerk off thinking about that. So, it doesn't fit here.
Yeah.
Clearly the market here doesn't want to care about the complex interrelationship, or else this would be a much longer book with John grappling with himself over his cucumber grocery store blowjob incident or something. But...
You mean that this would actually be a book? Because I'm offended that this is called a book. It is 30 pages. It's not a book.
I think you're the only one really calling it a book here, to be honest with you. Is there something in this marketing material that does not say that straight out it's just 30 pages of quick smut?
I mean, it refers to itself as a book, I believe. I'm just scrolling back through these 30 pages because I was all the way at the end.
I'm pretty sure it doesn't, and it is content with being what it is.
Oh, okay. This book is not transferable.
Okay.
No portion of this book may be transmitted or reproduced.
I'm sorry. When I'm wrong,
this
I'm wrong.
Book is for adult audiences only. Sorry, they were just.
What? When you're right, Paris. I gotta hand it to you.
But if you want some quick laughs, go look at the Bow to Bow Twitter. It's amazing. It has all these covers of all these books. I mean, whatever. If people want to read this stuff and jerk off or whatever, that's fine. I don't have a problem with people doing that. I just hate that this is like literature. Like, I'm an author. This is my No, just get away from me. You're terrible at writing.
Would you read the version of this book that does explore his struggle with things over a much longer narrative?
Oh, maybe, because that actually sounds like a compelling read. Somebody grappling with a major change in their life that's going to affect them in every way. I mean, yeah, that's way more of an actual book or story than hey, this guy approached me in a grocery store, and I said, yeah, suck my dick. He sucked my dick, and now we're a gay couple.
As he was sucking my dick, I said, yeah, suck my dick. Because
man. That really got me.
Paris, what if it was a 30-page thing, not a book, whatever you want to call this, about a
short story. It's a short story.
Someone who's a lot like you, who meets this dashing gentleman in a doom metal band that tours around the country, and he makes such good music, and he takes an interest in you, and you know what I'm getting at here. What if there was a romance thing that was you were the target market for? I'm just assuming your fantasies, by the way. I don't know if that's...
Yeah, no, you're... Chris, I've known you for so long. I'm so disappointed in you. You should know immediately that I would absolutely not be interested in someone walking up to me at a grocery store and propositioning me.
No, I mean, like I said, what if it was like a musician friend you've known for quite a while that...
No, because that's not the context of this book. Or this thing. This work
I'm getting around to, would you read fantasy erotica at all, period, if it was catered to you?
No, dude, I need my hands. I'm not gonna hold a book. Get out of here. It's ridiculous.
I mean, you could, rig a thing to, hold, or you can, put it on your chest and, read it. I don't know.
That's so much work.
You can get, I'm sure, like, they're VR headsets that are out now. You could, like, put it in front of you in, like, a VR thing, and you can just, like, look at it that way, and then you're totally hands-free.
I don't know, man. I just think I'm just not into this kind of stuff. I just never have been. I don't know, and that's fine. But anyway.
Words don't work for you? You
nah.
need real-life stuff?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know, man. I just I don't know. I just hate that, like, these things have become so... I don't know, like, with the advent of, not auto-publishing, what am I saying? It may as well be, but, like, people able to self-publish and sell on Amazon. There's just so much of this stuff. I mean, even, like, we found that, like, Amish romance is a thing. It's just so prolific, and it's like, how many times can you tell the same story? I guess that's the thing that bugs me about.
Well, it's a slightly different flavor every time. It's like, why do people buy pizza all the time from different places? Because it's a slightly different flavor. Back to the pizza metaphors here. I'm apparently very hungry tonight.
Yeah, you need to eat some pizza, dude.
But there's clearly people are buying this stuff. There's a market for it. I've read plenty of things online that are like, hey, you can make a living selling smut on Amazon if you just write enough of it. It's more about pushing out sheer numbers of content than quality, it seems.
Yeah, and maybe that's something I hate about it, because I don't like things like that.
Well, I'm sure maybe there's some higher quality erotic. I don't. You know what? I'm not going to try to convince you. I'm not bringing you over to this side over here.
No, I'm gonna stand there. And I'm going to buy those chicken breasts, and I'm going to cook them, and I'm going to go home.
It's not even a side I'm really on, but I'm just trying to be less cruel on this podcast, of course. You don't want to be mean for no reason.
No. I mean, like I said, I hate all erotica equally. Has nothing to do with it being gay or whatever.
As we've said before, you and I tend to be very Puritan about even romance subplots. Like, my word, they've held hands. Put this filth away.
Yeah, like, get my fucking buckled hat. Like, get me a bonnet on. Like, you
and I are like Mrs. Weathersby and Mr. Jenkins, who have a tiny book club in a Amish village. Who, God, heavens be, they've written another bit of nasty material in here. These young people have gotten together and held a hand.
Yeah,
she showed an ankle. My word.
No, I mean, I think it's not because we're prudes. Like, obviously, if we were prudes, we wouldn't even be reading this and recording this episode. It's just that, like I said, it's just so fucking tired. Like, if I'm gonna spend time reading something, I want to learn something. I want to learn things. I want to learn some new words. I want to learn some facts I've never heard before.
Okay,
I want to enjoy a story that takes me on some kind of mental roller coaster. Like, I want things to be interesting and new and intriguing. And I like dudes sucking dicks. Yeah, that happens every day, every second. I don't care.
Okay, but Paris, did you not learn how to eat a crawfish from this book?
I don't eat meat or seafood. I don't give a fuck.
But now, if you had to, you would know how to eat one, right?
Chris, I'm going to drown you in a bucket of crawfish.
you learned something. You learned something from this book, which you just said you wanted. Therefore, this is a valid book to exist. That's what I'm hearing.
I mean, it can exist for people to jerk off to. That's fine. But I just hate it. I'm just mad at it.
Well, it's here anyway. And I don't think we have much more to say about it.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty short one. I mean, how much can you talk about 30 pages of dudes sucking each other off? That's not a lot.
It was more like 15 pages of that, and then like 17 pages of grocery store adventures, and then New Orleans stuff, and then gay clubbing. That was most of it.
Yeah, also all the weird like movie shit. I don't know.
That's the setting. That makes it more hot because I don't know. People get off to musicals and jazz and crawfish. I'm as mystified as you, honestly. I guess if you dig deep enough, there'll be every random combination. There's some like book out there, or I guess short story that's about like, a human and a cyborg fox come from Mars to join together over their love of anime and old black and white movies, and specifically the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Like that's.
Oh wow! I hope that never exists. Please don't write that book.
It's called Spice My Pepper, baby.
Oh no! Well, and I also just think that this story could have been written better. Like, for example, why couldn't he have encountered a sexy gay man who taught him how to eat crawfish in New Orleans on his vacation? That just would have made way more sense than like, I went on this vacation and nothing happened, and then I came back to the grocery store that I go to all the time, and that's where I met a guy who wanted to have gay sex with me. I don't know.
Well, you see, because he had to establish where he got the shirt from, which was really his mistake that he made. Or not a mistake, I guess the best thing that he's ever done for himself. He was truly gay. Yes. Buying that shirt was the catalyst that.
Yep.
That shirt that he did not understand was a blowjob innuendo. Because if we're closing this podcast with anything, why else would that be on a shirt if it wasn't some kind of cute innuendo? There's not just shirts that tell you how to eat like food, sushi out there. Like open
pick up
your
the
face,
pick up the chopsticks,
stuff your fucking mouth with the chopsticks, idiot.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. Like, I'm trying to think of what's some other great ones. Like, peel the skin off. Okay. Thanks. Yeah. I now know how to eat a banana.
That's cool. Not a very erotic thing at all. If that was supposed to be an innuendo, please don't peel my skin
pop them
off.
In your mouth. Now you know how to eat grapes. Thanks, shirt. I didn't know how to eat grapes.
How many double entendre shirts can we make? Stick it all the way down. Bananas.
What? How do you eat a banana?
I don't know, man.
You just put the whole thing. Are you a duck?
Yeah, what? That's even more confusing than what I said, Paris. I want to say right now.
I can't breathe.
Is that how ducks eat things? They just like swallow them whole suddenly?
Yeah, well, yeah. They don't chew. They just like awkwardly choke things back. It's really weird.
Really?
Ducks are awful. We've talked about how terrible ducks are.
I'm just picturing a duck in my head now trying to swallow a banana and going like, wah.
Yeah, it's really terrible. Ducks are horrible. They just kind of throw it back and. Yeah, it's off. Anyway,
maybe ducks suck dick really good, man.
Oh, they probably do. I mean, ducks are like the worst sexual predators of the animal kingdom, and we've talked about this before.
Wait. Hold on a second. I'm going to Google right now if there's duck-based erotica.
Oh, don't do that, because you know it's there. You know it's there. It's going to be in your browser forever.
Okay, hold on. Duck
now
erotica.
Google is going to start showing you fucking duck porn.
There's a ads. YouTube link here with no thumbnail. I don't know if I want to click.
Nope. Don't do it.
Oh my god, I clicked the image search and I want to die.
Yep, congratulations. Now you're scarred for life. Excellent.
There's also some like skeleton demon shit in here for some reason. What the hell?
Skeleton demon porn? That
There's
somehow
a lady.
seems
there's
fine.
a lady making out with a skeleton here amongst all the duck stuff.
Skeleton? You lick the bones?
Her face is next to the skull or whatever. This is a horrid image search.
Yeah, I don't know what you.
All right, I'm out. I just saw one that I'm out.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I'm scrolling through the Bow to Bow publishing Twitter, and there's one called "Bassist with Benefits."
Oh, I saw that one.
Oh fuck, so good.
That might be one of my favorite. Like that's part of the Bulletproof series, which seems to be if the Dark Star books were like what they really wanted to be about instead of suppressing themselves.
Oh wow. Yeah, these are
my favorite one. I don't know if it's on there on the Twitter feed because I just have the website pulled up, but it's a book called Kyle and Jason Threesome, and that's 2 men. That's not 3 men, so I don't think it's a threesome. You need another one.
Oh yeah, I see that Kyle and Jason threesome. Yeah, that's confusing.
That's a twosome. That's a regular. Where's the 3?
Yeah, I don't know. There's Pirate Captive. There's one just called
Sebastian.
Yeah, I just saw that one. I just saw that.
Poorly photoshopped heads onto like wrestler bodies.
Terrible.
Okay. Oh, there's a box set here.
Yeah, there's
the
a couple
rock stars 1 through 5. Radical rock stars 1 through 5.
Oh god. Oh, there's one called Too Young to Know. That sounds illegal. Sounds like someone should go to prison. Kaylin, author, go to prison. That's concerning.
How about Punk Rockabye Baby?
Oh,
I don't know. There is a baby on the cover, actually. It looks like a nice gay couple has a baby, and they're also punk rockers. It's like the lead singer of Poison and Tommy Lee had a baby together in this book, I guess.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Yeah, these are... Oh, man, I'm just getting a lot of these, like, lady with her leg up on a dude who's blindfolded. There's just, like, that a million times.
Wait a minute. There's one here called The Escaped Murderer of Somerville, and I'm wondering if it takes place in Somerville, Massachusetts.
Oh my god, The Escaped Murderer of Somerville. Yeah, I'm going to have to click on that. I want to know if I have to be wary of an escaped murderer.
Now we're just talking about covers from this publishing company, which I guess it's free advertising for them, so at this point they should be happy we're doing this.
No, I don't think it's Somerville, the one that we're familiar with here, because he says that it's the man who killed an entire family is on the run and eluding authorities after escaping from the Rockfort Asylum. Yeah, we don't have a Rockfort Asylum. So, that's weird because that's not a sex book. So what is that doing in this list?
Maybe they don't all do sex books here. Maybe there's some thrillers and shit in here too.
Oh my god, there's one just called Hard as Hell.
That's a doctor's visit. That's an ER visit.
I think some of these are. Oh, this is Love Lit Press is Bota, but I don't fucking know. This shit's ridiculous. But anyway, don't read this. I mean, I guess unless you're into men having sex with each other and you're really, really desperate and you can't access video porn and your brain is broken and
maybe you just like the reading aspect of it. You know, you're trying to like use your imagination at the same time. I don't know, man.
Don't read this. I don't know if I should thank you, D, for telling us to read this because now I'm just. Ugh.
They didn't even tell us to read it. They just posted a little picture of it on our Facebook, and we went at it like
yeah, we did.
Content-starved bears that haven't been eaten in a month or something.
Oh no! I mean, we're not content-starved. It's just that like
we're not, but we acted like it, right?
Yeah. Well, lucky for you all, we've also read another book, but it's obviously going to be a separate episode. So stay tuned for that. Do we want to say what it is?
We can perhaps hint at it that it's written by a popular children's author. We can say,
yeah,
a spooky, scary popular children's author. I was gonna say
things are gonna get spooky in the next episode. But yeah, for now we leave you with Crawfish Baby, which you should never read.
Crawfish Shrimp Baby, eat the larva.
Ugh, God, you just had my eggs. Yeah, these lines would just, I feel like these lines would just kill an erection. Like, an erection would just fall over dead. Like, some of these lines, man, I can't imagine getting through it. Like, it's just, so bad.
Do we even want to thank anyone this episode? Like, do they have reason to be thankful that we're reading this to alert you to not read Bo Publishing's Crawfish Baby, yeah. Which you were in severe danger of opening one day, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah, really. I don't know.
I'm sorry if I sound demoralized on this episode.
I think we just, I don't know. I guess I didn't realize how much it was going to affect me. But yeah. Thanks to our patron Dari, still that one. Thanks Dari, and I guess thanks D-Ray for recommending this horrible thing that I read.
They're probably gonna listen to this.
Yeah, and we're gonna put out another episode probably next week. So I'm tired,
baby.
I'm tired, Crawfish Baby. Crawfish baby. We've been through a lot together, Crawfish baby.
It was a crawfish.
It's the crawfiest fish.
All right, Paris.
Okay, I'm drunk on exhaustion, so
same here.
Thanks for listening. Good night.
Crawfish baby. Bye.
Bye.